Hello, welcome back. I'm Vok250, and today I'm going to be talking about a little game called Shadowrun. What Shadowrun is it's a first-person shooter, basically all multiplayer, and it's based around team play using various classes, items, and magic. Shadowrun was the first game released that allowed Xbox and PC users to compete in online multiplayer, and it was released in 2007 for Xbox Live and for Windows Live, the Games for Windows Live service. And surprisingly, and this was something I didn't expect at all, when I logged into Xbox, started up the game, there was people playing, which is surprising for a sort of less known FPS. Usually multiplayer is abandoned by now. So I think on the PC, the fact that it was in Games for Windows Live made, I don't know, it just makes it a hassle to play games. Games for Windows Live has never been good, and it's possibly worse now than it was back in 2007, at least according to my friend Matt, who uses it semi-often to play Grand Theft Auto games. But anyway, I was playing on Xbox, so I didn't have to deal with that BS. And during my weekend, I encountered a fair group of players. There was at least 3 servers the whole time, and each server is 16 players. It's an 8v8 shooter. There might be other setups for the servers, but it was mainly just the standard gameplay that we were playing, which was a capture the flag deathmatch style. And when I logged in, I quickly got my ass handed to me by the players, because it plays very similar to, say, Counter-Strike. It's a competitive FPS that relies partially on strategy, but mainly on knowing how to equip yourself and be good at the various weapons and mechanics of the game, which I'll get into later in the video. There is a single player section to the game, and it has a very good tutorial with training bots. The tutorial had one of the best voice actors I've seen in a game in a long time.
Now you probably heard some scuttlebutt on the recent events around Mount Kabatko ziggurat.
And it goes into depth about everything from the simple tactics and teaching you how to play the mechanics of the game, like teleporting, using the glider, which just lets you fly around, and how to shoot, how to reload, the super basics, but also goes into depth about the different classes, some of the loadouts you can do on them, what they're strong against, what they're bad against, what their sort of different traits are. And it was moderately interesting to play the tutorial up about until the 4th section. The bot training, I think, was the best part of the single player. Bot training is just you versus a whole bunch of bots. Bots were nothing special. They sucked pretty bad unless you put them on higher levels, in which case they were just cheap. Kind of think again, Counter-Strike bots, like CS 1.6 bots is what they felt like. Well, it was fun to play against some bots, and helps to practice before going online, so you kind of know what are some loadouts you like a little bit better. I ended up doing that before going back online. And I was surprised when I went online for a second time that the loadouts and races being played were very varied, because usually in games like this where there's classes and weapons and loadouts, it ends up with 1 or 2 loadouts that are overpowered and most people are using them, be it a sniper class or a heavy class or whatever. But this was very similar to a lot of modern Team Fortress 2 style servers. It was very well balanced, and there was every combination of race and weapons you could think of was in play during the one weekend that I played this game. My favorite was actually using the semi-automatic rifle with a smart link tech, which adds a zoom and increase your accuracy. Basically this lets you zoom in on a target that was medium or long range and just pull the trigger as fast as you could, and because you were zoomed in, the reticle would only expand to the outside of your zoom. You'll maybe be able to see that better in the video to explain it, but basically because you were zoomed in so far, your accuracy spread, and your recoil spread, I guess you call it, stayed within a smaller range, which means that you could fire the semi-automatic rifle very quickly and stay on target, which made it very, very powerful compared to the other weapons I was using before, when the first time I went online, and I got my ass served. The game mechanics revolve around magic, guns, and technology to complete the tasks of team battles. There are 4 races to choose from, each with its own strength and traits. There's the humans, elves, trolls, and dwarves. There are 7 magic abilities, 6 technologies, and 11 weapons. And there's a huge number of powerful combinations, but you kind of got to play around or talk to some people in the community, or I don't know, just go online and mess around with it to figure out what you enjoy and what's very powerful. I guess I enjoyed playing Shadowrun, but the issue with it is that I wouldn't choose it over Battlefield 3 or Call of Duty or really any other multiplayer game. If I wanted to play multiplayer, there's so many options nowadays that I don't think I would be choosing this one over anything else. It was a good change of pace, and might be good for fans of older competitive shooters, more like Counter-Strike, but why not just buy Counter-Strike? I don't think I would pay over $5 for this game currently, because it's very old, and I know I've seen it for less than $5 in the past. Even though EB Games, all the prices have jumped up ridiculously, because more people interested in gaming, more sales they're getting. They can boost up prices like it's nothing, and it's silly to see games I purchased 3 years ago for like $7, walking in EB and I see them for $20. So don't buy this if you're going to be paying over $5. It's just not worth it. But if you do see it for like $2 and you're feeling bored on a Saturday, you need a game to play, you pick this up, you just do the tutorials to get some easy achievement points and play around with some bots for a while. It could be fun, or go online for a bit. I actually had more fun just messing around with bots myself, but that's just me. The online was difficult, we'll put it that way. I think after 1 or 2 more days playing online, I would have got used to it. Same as Battlefield. Call of Duty is really easy to just jump into and do good at, but like competitive shooters take a while to get used to the mechanics and the complexities of them, and even just the controls. Once you sort of get used to it, then it can be a lot of fun. I don't think I'm going to play this game again, so the rating I would give to it is just a meh. It's good. It's definitely not a bad game, but just not interested enough to put it back into this trade. Can't really recommend you buy it unless you're really stuck awkward to it. But that's Shadowrun for you if you're wondering about it. And if there's any Shadowrun fans of the actual sort of Shadowrun series and not this video game, then I guess comment down below what your opinion on this game is. I haven't heard a lot of what the community thinks of it, but it's not a bad game by any stretch of the imagination. It's just not an amazingly good game either. It's just sort of a game. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.